Hey, how you do? I'm Kenya and I'm going to tell you a short story about a Bible chapter I just read. May contain patois. Here goes. So, Genesis 36 is a chapter we track down just how Esau grew from one family to a whole nation. In fact, Esau family gets so big that him have to pack up the whole them, wife them, picnic them, possession them, and him and him animal them, and they move far from Jacob, go up into the hills of Seir, because between the two brother them get so prosperous that them start crowd out them one another, and the land just wasn't big enough to support the both of them. And that's how this one man, Esau, turned into a whole nation called Edomites, which, by the way, is an interesting name because Edom in Hebrew means red, and then they call Esau red man because him did born red all over. But also because remember say the red stew peas make him did sell off in birthright, And what's like how him and him people them is a set a real hothead, them man they really get to be known as the red man them. But I digress. So here's a breakdown of how the Edomite them start. So you can't say later on, but wait, you know how Esau family gets a big amene no. Alright, cool. So Esau did marry three Canaanite women. And between all of them have five picnic. He married Ada, who a Elon daughter. He was a Hittite, and then did have Eliphaz. He married Basemath, that's a Ishmael daughter now, and did have Ruel. And then him did marry Oholibama. That's a Owna daughter. He was a Hittite too. And then they'd have Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. So the five pitney them, Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalam, and Korah, them they turn tribal chief and then they have them own a clan. I guess you could have called them clansman, I don't know. But for them pitney them now, they'd have Bear Duke as pitney or royalty. So Eliphaz did have seven pitney who turned Duke. Teman, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, Kenaz, Korah, plus Amalek. I remember say you have the Amalekites. Yeah, them come from. And then they have Amalek with a concubine one named Timnah. Remember that name. Reuel did have four Duke Picnic, Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mitzah. And then you'd also have Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. Now, long before Esau moved to Seir, the Horite, was already living there. In fact, it's safe to assume that that's how the area did get its name in the first place. But it look like after a while now, Esau people them go move there and go take over them and them hills. So that's why you have to be careful who you let in your house. And then some of you pitney them now go mix up with Seir family and then go form one bigger family. So Seir did have seven sons and they were all Horite chiefs and then did have them owner clan. Then the name Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Owna, Dishon, Izar, and Dishan. So Lotan, who was the brother of Timnah, remember Timnah who was Esau's son concubine, then did have Horai and Homa. Shobal did have Alvan, Manahath, Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. The third son was Zibeon. Zibeon did have Aya and Anna. This is the same Anna who discovered the hot spring them in the desert while he was grazing him donkey them for him father Zibeon. Owna, or Anna, did have Dishon, Oholibama, the same daughter of Anna who we talked about before, the same Oholibama that was Esau's wife. Dishon did have Hemdan, Eshban, Ithran, and Kiran. And then Izir did have Bilhan, Zaavan, and Akan. And Dishan did have Uz and Aran. So that are the Seir family who did kind of get mixed up now with the Esau family. So family things, sometimes them live good, but as good as family can live. Now after a while, 8 kings start rule over Edom. But it's not like a royal family where the crown passed down from one person to the next. Them get chosen based on the province where them come from. So you can call it, so them did have an election and then the winning province choose the king. So one after the other them rule before any Israelite king did start rule. And them the kings now they name Bela, second one was Jobab, then Husham, Hadad, Samla, Shaul, Baal Hanan, and Hadar. So the chiefs of Edom from Esau family line, them are grown now and I start have them own a clan and them name them according to the land where them occupy. So you have Timnah, Alva, Jeheth, Oholibama, Elah, Pinan, Kenaz, Teman, Mipsar, Magdiel, and Iram. And then as so comes now, the Edomite them start grow and spread out. And that is the history of Esau, aka Edom. aka ancestor to the Edomite them, aka the red man them. But you know why this is interesting? Because Esau get rich and turn big man with Duke as Pickney and them thing there long before Jacob did have any royalty in a him family. So enough time Jacob goodly I look around and I said, then how come him get them the blessing there and I when me go get my blessing? Because remember say him they get promised to have nation and king and all them something there. But that always got to show you say, do watch a next man possession and next man things. Because sometimes God promised take a little longer, but it also lasts longer.